Hi, and welcome to Fey Gate. My name is Capsy. I'm the developer of this tool, and I'd like to give you a short introduction. So, without any further ado, let's start creating. This is the empty document you'll see once you launch a game session. You got your grid here, and you got a bunch of tools here on the left side. If you hover over it, you see what the tool does in a short little manner, and you see a short key. You can either click these or use a short key to toggle them on and off. The first one is just a line tool, and you can drag your mouse with a left click and draw a little shape. You can see that the shape is now selected, and you get a bunch of options down here. You can, for example, set a fill color. Let's make it a nice green. Probably should select this. So now you see that the color got added here. So if I draw another shape, for example a rectangle, I can just click on it, select it. I can also change the stroke color. I can move around these little dots here, and you can see that they snap to the grid, and I can hold the shift key to have a more smooth control over these. Can also right click to delete them, which transforms the shape sometimes quite a bit. I can double click a shape to add another point, and yeah, move those around and make the shape a bit more complex. I can also, while having a shape selected, hold down the control key to merge the selector shape with the shape I'm drawing. So if I draw a new rectangle here, let's make it a big one, you'll see that it gets merged into this big shape. Let's remove this thing. This works also with the free line tool very nicely. You can hold down the shift key to remove stuff from a shape you have selected, like this. And you can hold down the Alt key to just remove the walls. So if I want to have a door here, I can just do this, and now you see that there's a hole in the wall. I can do another one over here. Those are the basic drawing tools and how you can use them. There's a nice feature where you can convert a regular line into a street or a tunnel by giving a path width here. You should select quite a big value because it's in pixels. Each square is 75 pixels, so let's go with 150, which is 2 squares. Now you can see that along this path a new shape is created. And if I now select a fill color, you see that I got a nice little green street here, green way. I can also make it a dirt road, for example. This little drop down here lets you select a few textures. There's more to come. These arrows up here allow you to move the Z index basically. So if I draw another shape over this, it will be over the path, but now I can just push the arrow down and up to move it to the front or to the back. Yeah, this is really nice to, oh yeah, I can hold the right mouse button to zoom around, obviously. The map is infinite, and I can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. After a while, the grid will fade, but everything should still snap. Yeah, this is really nice, kind of whiteboard and dry erase marker style of map building. But there's also your typical, yeah, pre-made maps you might want to use. So you can just drag and drop an image, and after a short while it will be added to your scene. You can move it around just like everything else, and you can see that here's the width in squares or height, and can keep the aspect ratio. I know that this map has 22 squares, so I just enter the 22, and once I lose the focus, it changes size a tiny bit, and you can see that the grid is perfectly aligned now. Let's move this up here. Another thing you might want to do is use tokens, and for that, this thing up here gets relevant. Those are the different edit modes, and for tokens you want to switch into the play mode or press the number 4, and now you can drag and drop an image, and instead of being a big background image, you get a nice little token here. And these tokens can actually get quite powerful by opening this editor here at the top right. There's this little cog, and you can see you can enter all the typical Dungeons and Dragons data you might want. But you can also just go to your favorite D&D Beyond monster, copy paste the whole text here, the whole stat block, Control C for copy, and then opening your editor here and say import. And it will fill everything for you and even apply the size, and yeah, you should be good to go now. You can save these things, and now if I drop another of the same image in, it will just automatically apply all the things because they are saved locally now in your browser. You don't have to import it again. Yeah, you can drag and drop these things. You see a nice little rangefinder every time you hover your mouse over it, and you can see the stat block here. And this one is also quite nice because you, for example, want to roll a Constitution saving throw for this red dragon, can just click this number here, and you see here in the dice log, Capsy, which is me, rolled a Constitution save, rolled a natural 1 plus 13, so it's still a 14. Depending on your house rules, that might still be a fail or it might be a success. Same for weapon attacks. So I can make a bite attack, and you see Capsy did a bite attack, 10 plus 14, so 24. I'm guessing that hits. And I can roll the damage here, 2d10 plus 8, 20 damage with a bite. You can also see that the attributes are highlighted. You can't click those, but it just helps you to see, oh, Frightful Presence, what is the saving throw? Wisdom. And you see the DC is right in front of that, so that makes it very easy to find the saving throws. You can toggle different states here, which look a bit weird on this giant token, but we can maybe add a nice little player token here. Just drag and drop it in, and give it a poison and stunned effect. And you can also use this to hide, which makes tokens a bit transparent for the DM and will hide them from the players. So if I hide this token here, and yeah, the way to invite your players is just click this button, and you see that a link has been copied to your clipboard, and I can just post that here, enter, and after a short while you can see, okay, this is the map. I can see the player character because it's not hidden, but I can't see the dragon. And if I remove this, there's the dragon. Now, you might wonder where the initiative tracker is. And right now, nobody has rolled any initiative, so nothing needs to be shown. But once at least 2 characters entered an initiative, like here 15 for this character and 22 for the... Oh, wait, this is the flight altitude. 22 for the red dragon. You can see that there is an initiative tracker up here. And you can use these arrows to cycle through the initiative and it will be highlighted for everyone which token is actually being used right now. And whose turn is it? This drop down here shows you the admin, everybody, or all the player names that are connected. So you can assign a token to a player. And now, even as a player, I'm able to move this around. I can set my conditions and stuff like that. Another really nice thing is the HP counter. Defaults to 100. And once I click into it, I can just enter a number like 50. And you'll see for the player character that is controlled, you can see your HP as a nice circle around here. For the dragon, you don't see the HP, only the admin, the dungeon master, can see that. And you can also type -25, which gets us down to 25. And then I can add +13 and heal myself a bit, and then get -24 damage. And so you can make all the calculations you might need right here, which is really nice. There is a playlist feature which allows you to select from different playlists and just hit this button and it will play for everybody that also pushes their little play button. I won't do that right now because of copyright reasons, but there's this settings field here where you can actually edit the playlists, and you can just scroll down here, push this little button, it will add a new playlist, you can give it a name, and these are just links to YouTube videos. You can either put the full link in there or just the video ID, and create your playlist this way. It's nice to set a little atmosphere, and it's free for everyone, no accounts needed or anything, and everybody streams it for themselves, so there's no bandwidth problems. Obviously you might need lights, so we got a light mode here. You see the tools are back now, and you can toggle this on and off. Now it's dark, and as a player, I don't see anything anymore. To change that, the Dungeon Master can just put a little viewing range here, and you see now I can see whatever the Dungeon Master revealed. I can use all the regular tools, so I can move this around, and I can, for example, add another circle to it by holding control. Can also just make another circle without holding control. Now I've got two shapes here, which I can select. And I can change the light color if I want to. So making everything look a bit green. You can see that the further you go to just pure white, the less of a tint the light will have. Maybe give it a nice little purple or something. On this map, it doesn't look too great because you have obviously strong orange in the background already. But nice little thing nonetheless. You can also just go gray to make it not as obvious and not as bright. Looks a bit weird for the Dungeon Master, but as a player, you can see now we got a very darkened kind of light source, and not as bright. The last thing is decorations, which just means images you drop in now won't be in the background, but instead in the foreground. You can use that to put trees and other nice decorations onto the map. I think that's it for the regular editor. And we can go to the story editor now. Just real quick, this is a nice little tool that should improve your prep work. Doesn't look like much right now, but I can just open a little file here I've prepared for my campaign. And you can see that you can create somewhat nice looking yeah, documentation for your adventure with different NPCs you might need and all that kind of stuff. And this is a example character which gives you a few prompts of how to build a character, kind of detailed NPC. We can see, okay, yeah, might be reasonable to write a very short and concise biography or give him goals and motivations, troubles and challenges. Just these few things usually get you going and gives you a more realistic NPC. But as we all know, players like to talk to each and everyone on the street, and you might just need a unimportant NPC. So you can just add one, and you'll see it will create a random character for you with just the bare bones, a profession, a race, a gender, age, and economic status, and a basic disposition. You can change all of these, and the names are actually somewhat connected to the races. Gnomes, for example, have names from the Netherlands, and dwarves are Swedish in my generator. Yeah, makes them distinct while also making sure that they're reasonable. Yeah, you can add images and multi-column text, and you get this nice little way to see all your different headlines and jump to them right away from the site. So you know which random encounter you rolled and can just go to it and be very, very efficient in that way. There's features in planning to increase the linkage between this view of the documents and the actual map itself. So for example, if you don't only have NPCs, but you could create your custom monsters and items in here, and then with the click of a button, get them into your map or into your dice log. If there's an item, could be you found this and this, and player can just click a loot button and add it to their inventory, stuff like that. There's also this little icon here that does nothing much right now except telling you, hey, this is coming soon, check out Discord. This will be the story mode, so to say, because battles only make about 50% of a Dungeons and Dragons session, sometimes more, sometimes less, which means most of the time, or about half of the time, you don't need a battle map. And so I want to create a story mode, whatever that might be, for all the times where you don't need a battle map, but still want to show images or listen to music, have NPCs present, roll your checks to climb a wall or persuade a tradesperson, stuff like that. And yeah, that's coming quite soon. That being said, yeah, check out the Discord if you have feedback, if you find bugs, if you have feature requests. I'm more than happy to listen to everything, and if it's a good idea, I'm quite quick to integrate them. Yeah, I think that's it for now. Feel free to play around. It's completely free, and I'm looking forward to seeing you on my Discord soon, hopefully. Bye!